But you are talking about monitoring pipelines here and there.
Yes.
I think here, everybody seems to agree that the major theft is done with vessels.
Okay, let me
We
explain
are not talking about,
that. Let me explain
now.
that. You can't steal crude oil through lifting of crude from the legal terminal. It's not possible. There's no documentation you can present. Let me tell you how crude oil is stolen. You see, you have a vast network of pipelines. So imagine 6,000 bridges on those pipelines. It will yield substantial amount of crude that are taken into local barges, and then they are sailed towards the sea. From where it is now bunkered into illegal vessels that are now loading. Now the problem is this: these illegal vessels, they usually turn off their navigational system because they know that they're illegal. They operate under the cover of darkness. And well, it will not be quite right to reveal the tactics that the armed forces are now using to detect vessels that their navigation systems are turned off.
But you'd be right to tell us what the results are.
The result is that you have seen an upsurge in oil production from less than 1.3 to 1.8 million barrels per day, with zero reports of oil theft in the months of June and July, according to the NUPRC. This is where we are. Now, I listened to also the issue of community support. Yes, it is important. And this is where we need to focus on the political leadership of the oil-producing states. You see, the level of misery, hunger, and poverty in Nigerian communities is unbearable and is unfair. And it's an opportunity for us to call on the governors of this state to please utilize the 13% revenue they're getting from this same resource to better the lives of the people, to the extent that they will now see that they have a stake in this infrastructure that gives them their daily bread. With that, they will invest their emotions, their sentiments, and their legitimacy in the Nigerian state and its infrastructure, oil and gas infrastructure, which is the backbone of our economy. So I think the major challenge here is we need to uplift the social conditions of the people in the Niger Delta. Otherwise, it will be easy for them to look the other way if they can get an alternative of living from these other illegal activities. But this responsibility is for the governors. If you look at the allocation from crude oil revenues, it is humongous going to this state. The people need to feel the impact of this revenue coming from their God-given endowment. As we put a charge before the state governors to say, look, do what other countries have done for you producing communities with the revenues you have. I mean, this practice of an average Nigerian governor having a personal ambition that he begins to work on from the first day in office as governor for 8 years without investing adequately in the human development capital of his own people is something that we must really, really discourage. Other than that, I can assure you that the charge of the president, the charge to the armed forces to end crude oil theft is yielding result, because the armed forces is up and running on this matter. Right. And like the general said, they are beginning to monitor their own men who are believed or suspected to be complicit with some of these undesirable elements. And a lot is being done in that regard. That is what we've seen by way of an upsurge in the quantity of crude we've produced over the past 3 months.